Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late April 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get this going immediately and get right down to business. We're going to start you off with an oracle card, as always. So let's get a good shuffle here for the lovely Taurus collective in their season. My God, and Spirit Team, talk to me. What do we got? And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'm going to pull you a bonus card with the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what type of shadows around you, or what shadow work you might want to lean into, which is always very intriguing. And while we get this first oracle card out, I would just like to offer every single Taurus out there a most very happy birthday from me to you. It is Taurus season, and I want to give you guys an extra shout out and thanks. Like, for the last month, the Taurus collective has been showing out for me in droves. By far, my most top viewed readings out of any of the signs. But here we go. Yeah, there could be something within your gaze, within your focus. And sorry for getting sidetracked, but when the cards pop out, it just puts me right in mode. But I appreciate you. Now, before we fully dive into this card, which is Little Red Riding Hood and that wolf there might be a lot of layers. If you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise. And if you're active on Twitter, my handle's at kyleofcups. Please feel free to shoot me a tweet. There we go. Let's get right back on track. Now, this card is all about focus, which I feel like I need a little bit more of. Hopefully you're not having any bit of brain fog, because it feels like once I started this reading, this spread, like my whole vibe, my whole energy changed, but not in a bad way. But this could absolutely be about focus, Taurus. So there might be an object of your focus. You might be being focused on by somebody else. Now, I don't want to say this card represents an inherent danger whatsoever, but everyone knows the story about Little Red Riding Hood. You got to watch what's lurking in the shadows. I don't want to give any warnings off the rip here, but to me, this is more about objects of your focus. Are you focusing on the right things? Or maybe someone's focusing on you. You might be under someone's microscope and you don't want to be. Okay, so we're just going to put this down right here. And like I said, that doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. We're going to get into tarot. And let's shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Taurus collective. My guides, talk to me. What do we got? Let's get these first three out here, and we'll get the juicier stuff. Now, I will say this, although the Taurus collective has been showing out in droves for me the last couple of weeks, the readings have been a little bit dicey. Last week's reading was titled The Serious Warning. The week before that was They Are Stressing. So hopefully you haven't been going through too much, okay? I'm empathetic. I completely understand. Not every Taurus in the world is going through boats rocking here and there, left and right. But energy's always fluctuating and changing, right? So let's get a couple of cards out here. Let's start this reading off. Thank you. All right, yeah, this is movement. This is action in position number one. We have the Six of Swords showing up right in front. The thought base, so things of the mind could be at play. Let's get two more here. What do we got for Taurus? Thank you. Knight of Cups. That's a good card, but once again, this is an action card, a movement card. This could represent your emotions. It could represent romantic situations as well. Let's get one more going here for Taurus. Thank you. All right, yeah, and we have the Hierophant right on the back end. Taurus, this is going to be an extremely layered one, and the whole clarification portion will really tell the tale. But let's go through here, and I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes before we get into the juicy, intuitive stuff. In position number one, we have the Six of Swords, and like I said, this is an action card. It's a movement card. Somebody coming from a tough, tumultuous time into a smooth, calm, clear waters. So you might be yearning for some peace, or you might be moving into better times. This is a good omen for that. However, the negative aspect of this card could be somebody who's just like throwing their hands up and giving up, or not paying attention to their responsibilities. So hopefully there's nobody in your sphere of influence that is like taking their ball and going home. Like, that's the vibe this can be. Now, I'm not going to go with the negative aspect of it. We still need to clarify all these. But moving to the center, we have the Knight of Cups, all right? A very positive card on its face. Now, this could represent a water sign in your life, okay? It doesn't matter if it's male, female, or anything in between. It represents one's emotional state. This knight is also a messenger, so it could speak about conversations, talks, messages, right? But if it's an individual, it could be a super silky smooth talker, very charismatic, poetic, Prince Charming type of individual. And the Knight of Cups could just represent love in general, love being in a situation. So we're really going to want to clarify this. Now, The portion of this spread that is really catching my eye is this Hierophant on the back, because if you watch tarot, you know that's one of the cards that represent you. From my understanding, the Hierophant and the Empress represent Taurus. So it's showing up here. Now, this is one of the most in-depth tarot cards in the whole entire deck, if you ask me. This represents day-to-day life. This could represent long-term commitments, marriages, things of that sort, engagements. It could represent power structures. It could represent corporations and governments. There's so many things. It's also very spiritual. So this could represent spirituality, but it could also be somebody standing firm. This is an immovable type of energy. But in my simplistic style of reading, since this is a Taurus reading, when we clarify it, it could represent something that's coming towards you or a way that you might be feeling in the coming days and weeks. Super important. So with all that being said, Taurus, let's dive deeper. We're going to jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here and reset this deck. What's going on for Taurus, please, my guides? Interesting elemental mix here as well. But yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. We're going to go in on the Six of Swords. And also, if you read tarot or you're just trying to learn, I would like to invite you to play along. That's why this box is here. So if you'd like to put anything you're feeling from this spread down in the comments, I don't mind whatsoever. Be my guest. We all learn together. So let's see what's up with the Six of Swords. Where's the Six of Swords here? Thank you. Yeah, Page of Swords. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to bring your attention back to that first thing I was feeling here in the very beginning about being under someone's microscope and you not wanting to be. Like, this is one of the vibes I'm picking up here. Now, of course, this could represent a younger individual, the Page of Swords. It could represent an air sign. But the fact that it's showing up in reverse under the Six of Swords, I feel the vibe of somebody running away from something or wanting to run away. Now, I'm not saying if that's you or another person, but the intuitive vibe it just gave me is like somebody trying to bail, or either somebody trying to move on from something. It's like moving away from something. So take that however you will and incorporate it to your story. But there is a movement here. Okay, like, all right, well, if I'm under this person's microscope, I don't want to be any longer. Okay, or you know what, this person was under my microscope, not for long. Like, it's kind of giving me that vibe. Only take it if it hits, of course, because I know that's a very specific type of message that's not going to hit for every Taurus. But I am getting that vibe of somebody like, yeah, taking their ball and going home or moving on, moving past. We're going to keep it moving in this spread. And maybe some of you are just yearning for peace and you want calm, okay? And that's what you're moving towards. I'm not judging, but we're going to go in on this Knight of Cups. Interesting stuff. That's making me feel a lot of things right there up front. Okay, Temperance with the Knight of Cups. Okay, some of you might be linked to a Sagittarius there. That is extremely angelic. It's a beautiful energy, beautiful card, that of patience. A lot of you might have an extra interest in this time in meditations, altered states of mind. That's one thing. Like, it's just giving me a lot of things like DMT and stuff like that. Like, you might be interested in just hearing about that type of stuff. But aside from that, Temperance is a card of patience. And under this Knight of Cups, it's somebody trying to soothe their soul. That's what this feels like to me. A healing journey. Maybe that you have some battle wounds, battle scars, things you've endured that you really need to process and work on. This could be somebody else in your life that needs some healing, okay? Like, that's just what it feels like to me. Now, for some of you, we can keep it simplistic and say, hey, all right, some of you might be romantically linked to Sagittarius, or there's a Sagittarius coming in. Sure. But I don't only do love readings. Like I said, the interest in altered states of mind is just a little side note message, but I feel like this is somebody that needs some soothing in their soul. And it kind of links in with what we have here in the beginning. This is somebody that needs peace, okay? This is somebody that needs this Knight of Cups. Now, for some of you, this could be a talk of some sort, an emotional talk, right? That soothes your emotions, that makes you feel better. Okay, that's just how it's feeling. A lot of you, you should watch out for number signs, synchronicities, stuff like that in this time, especially with the angelic energy of Temperance. So keep your eyes open for omens from Spirit, picking up so many messages this week, Taurus. But we're going to go in on the Hierophant, see what that's about, because I feel like the whole reading's been leading up to that. So why is the Hierophant here for Taurus, please? Guides and Spirit team. we got? What's the Hierophant here? The deck's being specific. There we go. Thank you. Okay, you got something good coming your way, and for some of you, it could just be because it's your birthday season. Like, you might be receiving some sort of really nice gift. That's just how this feels to me with the Ace of Pentacles. Now, we could read it two ways. Okay, the Ace of Pentacles is some sort of opportunity. It could be an influx of money. I could stick to the classical messages. But to me, like, a lot of you might be receiving some sort of surprise, whether it is a seasonal birthday surprise, like an unexpected gift of some kind where somebody surprises you. This could be somebody trying to grease your palms too, like make you happier or try to mend a bridge by giving you a gift. Like, this is an energy of you receiving something. So whether it be an opportunity, whether it be money, this is something nice. So at the end of this spread, even though we did have a couple of choppy messages, the Hierophant with the Ace of Pentacles is saying that you could have opportunities coming your way that have long-lasting implications. But I also have to give that intuitive message, like, there's a vast proportion of you that might be receiving some really nice surprise. Even like if it's from somebody you don't expect, there's a possibility there for that. And that kind of message does pop up from time to time when we're in somebody's birthday season. Okay, so I'm hoping you get something nice. I really am. Hopefully you get $1 million. But let's go through and do a quick little recap of this, Taurus. Then we'll get into the shadow card. I would say that was a nice ending to this spread. But let's talk about it real quick. If you kindly look in the box, in position number 1, we have the Six of Swords with the Page of Swords in reverse. It was giving me the energy of somebody running away, kind of like what we were catching in the very beginning here with this, that you might be under someone's microscope and you don't want to be anymore, or you may have been paying attention to something or someone and you're putting that out of your mind. This is somebody running towards the next alignment, the Knight of Cups with Temperance in the upright, somebody wanting some inner peace, things to calm down. This is a big card of spiritual protection. I was also getting that vibe of somebody being interested in altered states or meditations, things like that. But there is a soothing of the soul in the center. Now, right here on the back, we have the Hierophant, one of your cards, with the Ace of Pentacles in the upright. Absolutely beautiful. So like I said, this could be some sort of unexpected gift or a surprise for your birthday season, or just something coming in nice that's going to make you feel happy. For a lot of you, this could be a big opportunity or an influx of money that could have long-lasting implications. So good things on the end of this spread. So please take a screenshot. I'd love to hear your interpretation. That's just the vibes it was making me feel. And we're going to get your shadow card real quick. What do we got here for Taurus, please? We're just going to shuffle it up and get you one. See what's going on, please, my guides. And we're using the Shadowland Tarot, which is a very interesting deck. Now, even if we get a positive card, we're going to look at the shadow side of that card. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Tarot is a very powerful tool for doing shadow work. So let's get one more. Nothing to be afraid of, my friends. Okay, we got the Five of Wands. Now, your determination might be tested in various different ways. That's one thing I'm feeling. And if there is any sign that is determined and has a lot of staying power, it would be Taurus. But the Five of Wands could be a little warning about conflict as well. It could be a little combative. But like I said, it's determined. Now, when we're looking at it in the shadows, the darker form of this card, this could be somebody with feelings like no matter what happens, they're always like on an uphill fight. Like, it's me against the world. It's always something. It's one thing after another, after another, after another. That's the darker side of this card, where there might be some sort of conflict, literal. This could even been a physical altercation that's left a mark on you, physically or spiritually. Okay, that you might need to shine a light on in this time. If you've gone through any conflicts like that where you've been hurt and the repercussions are long lasting, you might need to work on that mentally here. All right, when this card shows up. But beware of conflict when this shows up in the shadows. Taurus, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The April subscriber surprise. For the April subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful, wonderful Everyday Witch Tarot. This is the deck that you see in my thumbnails. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, first, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are at this point. And second, let me know down in the comments what tarot card you associate yourself with. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll announce the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.